What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Yesterday was a wild day. We was out here in the park and we was throwing the little bean bags over there, and they had the music playing and it was cool. And then we took a walk over here to over past this. They got the little beach in the middle of downtown Detroit. And we was at Grill Fest, me, Mika, Rita, some of my friends, and we was all having a good time. We go down and we walk over to Gillies, and then we over there, we sitting in the little booth area outside and having a good time. Sorry about the wind. If y'all see any of the wind, it's my early morning, super early Sunday morning bike ride at 6 a.m. And I go and I pass out money. I kick it with some of the people that's praying in the park and stuff like that early in the morning. They got Grill Fest again. We got the Afro Fest down the street. But we go and we sitting in the little booth area and we having a good time. And I start getting all of these hits on my phone from people that's like, Anton, did you hear the news? Anton, did you hear the news? Now, when I first see breaking news, I don't automatically jump to it because I want to know if it's real or not. And so my first instinct is, no way, this cannot be happening. Ain't no way in the world that we got an assassination attempt on Trump's life, right? And then my second thing is, man, I'm not about to leave my people to go over here and report on this. But then I was like, man, this is a really, really big deal. So, I live, work, and play all in the same area. I'm in downtown Detroit. I jump on, not on my bike because we was all walking around together, but I jump on the Q line, public transportation, and then I head straight to my studio because they like, man, you got to cover this. I'm like, nah, I'm going to cover it on Monday. I don't really like the live stream on the weekends. I'm going to just cover it on Monday. They're like, nah, listen, we're going to go on the rooftop. We're going to smoke some cigars, have a good time. We're going to go to this event or whatever, and we're going to be tuned in. I personally believe that I did the greatest live stream that I've ever done yesterday. If you did not check it, go and check it, where I did the live coverage, caught public transportation, headed over to my studio, and then we cooked up, and then I left, and we came back, and we was partying until like 3 in the morning last night. And then I got up at 6, and then I'm out and about talking to you guys. And we're going to do the same thing today. That's what we do. We live like rock stars. But here's my early morning after the hangover thoughts, the hangover of the whole event and trying to take it in and seeing what all of the feedback is, seeing what a lot of these celebrities are saying, seeing what a lot of these politicians are saying. This is what my thoughts are, and I'm going to actually go over some of these celebrities' videos later on in the day after I get done recording some content with Mika and we do some studio stuff. This is what my early morning thoughts are, right? The first thing I want to say is most of these celebrities are hypocritical. Most of these celebrities are 100% hypocritical. And the reason that I say that is they wished death and talked about the fact that they didn't care if he died and all of this stuff. And I'm not going to go over it because we're going to actually review some of the videos. I might even do a compilation of it. They talked this nonsense up for years because they didn't like a person or because they didn't necessarily rock with the fact that other black people rocked with him. And so, they spoke on and put it in the air and was always on some, I don't care if he died type stuff, or I wish something would happen to him type of energy. And that's unfortunate because when it finally did, an attempt was made, now they want to sit here and issue these statements and stuff as though they actually care or they praying for him. And it was big time celebrities, politicians, and all of that. They said some wild, egregious stuff. And see, the thing about us is that we don't forget. We don't forget, and the beautiful thing about it is that now that we have social media and we got the internet, we also are our own news source, and so we're not dependent on other people in order to be able to help you to remember what's happening out in these streets, right? But they said some of the wildest stuff, and now they want to backtrack and act like they don't actually rock with it, and it's nonsense, it's BS. And the reason that it's nonsense and it's BS is because it shows you how fickle they are. And the one thing that we've always stood on in this country is that regardless of whether we infight or whether I disagree with you or we disagree with each other or you want to vote this way or I vote this way, you shouldn't be against us in totality. At the end of the day, we all still in the same place and on the same team. We may have some civil wars, some little mini things that happen within the country, but we all supposed to band together in times like this. And I would never wish death on somebody that I disagree with, or a politician, or somebody that's running for president. But that also shows you how desperate they are. They absolutely have given you no reason to vote blue this year. And I'm not a person that will tell you which way to vote per se. I'm an advocate for my person. I'm an advocate for who I think is the best person that should be president of the United States of America. But I also respect the democratic process, the election process, which has been completely fumbled this year, and that they used every tactic that they can over the last few years in order to try to even prevent him from getting on the ballot in the first place. They used their political positions in order to try to get him removed from the ballots. It was so much collusion, in my opinion, amongst the states in order to remove him. They had these trumped up charges in order to try to paint him as a felon. They tried to even remove the option for you guys to even choose a person who you want to be president. And now it's a last-ditch effort, in my opinion, to try to remove him completely, which showed you the nature of people and that there is no real democratic process when people want something gone. But I do believe that this is the greatest thing that ever happened to him, and that because they was unable to take him out, now we have a situation where it makes them even bigger. And the things that your enemies do to you ultimately makes them your stepping stone. Sometimes you go through it, but ultimately it's gonna benefit the people the most. That's the first thing. The second thing is, all of these people claiming conspiracy theory, the first thing that they do is lean into it without any evidence to the contrary. It shows you the nature of people. Oh man, he set himself up to get shot millimeter within his ear to possibly take his life. He was already winning. He was already in every poll from every swing state. In every poll from every swing state, it had him winning by a milestone. You see what I'm saying? And so, listen, we not going for the okie doke. Y'all not gonna pull the wool over our eyes. I was sitting on the public transportation on my way into my office, and I got into a little bit of a debate back and forth with some older black people, 2 women and a man. And when the news broke and I was on my way into the office and we was discussing it, they were still trying to help me to understand why it was okay for him to be dead or good. I don't care, And that just shows you the evilness and the nature of people, and that they're so bitter about their own situation and the situation that they put themselves in a lot of instances, by the way that they voted, that now they're lashing out at other people, but they still standing 10 toes down on the wrong decision. And that's unfortunate. It really is. It's unfortunate because it's going to go one way either way. And it don't even matter about what you feel, because what's supposed to happen is exactly how it's going to happen. And no longer are people asleep at the wheel. Sometimes it takes for there to be a disruption for you to ultimately come to your senses and do the thing that's in your best interest. Or other people are going to do it for you when you decide to participate in the process. That's the truth. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all woke. We're going to be covering this today. We definitely going to be talking about it on the Millionaire Morning Show. If you have not already, go and watch the greatest live stream ever. Also, Teach Hanley is providing 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. That link is in the description. And then last but not least, if you're not a bag chaser, if you're not a Patreon member, you're really missing out. Join a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in so that we can get this bag, we can get this money. We talk about all of the things that's going to be beneficial to you. I'm about to get busy. I got to get done with my bike ride, and then I got to go and prepare the studio so we can go and shoot this content, take care of business, because this is a 24-hour operation, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Don't be bamboozled. Don't be hoodwinked. Do the thing that you know is in your best interest, but more importantly, make sure you do the research. I'm out.